Hello everyone, welcome back to another review. So it's been a while, but today I'm going to review this, which is a mini convertible Coupe S Sidewalk edition. It's a 2020 car, so it's 1 year old. Well, it's March 2020, so around 1.5 years old. And I'm going to show you around it. Now let's take a look at the exterior. So the Sidewalk edition is finished in the deep Laguna paintwork, and you also do have the pinstripes at the front, which have a quite cool pattern. You also have the LED daytime running lights and the projector headlamps. Now if you look closely, it does say mini in them. So also we have S badging, which is red, and we also have the scoop, which doesn't actually suck in air. Now in older ones, with the supercharged ones, the Coupe S is made from 2001 to 2006. They did suck in air because they had a supercharger, but this has a turbocharger. Now the wheels are the 17-inch two-tone scissor spoke alloy wheels. Now moving up around. Now we have some chrome and the S badge and the indicators. There's also Sidewalk written there, and we also have the body-colored door, the body-colored wing mirrors. Sorry. Now the roof has its own pattern on top for the Sidewalk edition, and the door handles are chrome, and this one does have keyless entry. And also moving to the back, the tail lamps also say mini, and the tail lamp's design is designed to look like the Union Jack, half and half on each side. And there's a third brake light. You also have the mini logo and some gloss black trim, and also we have the dual exhausts mounted in the center, which do sound quite nice. And there's also the Coupe S badging. So I think this looks really good. It's a retro car, being a mini, because it's designed to look like the original mini, but it has to be modern, and this does a good job of it. So you can operate the roof of the car. This being a convertible, you can enjoy the best of both worlds. If you have a nice summer's day, which is quite rare this year because we haven't had lots of sunny days in summer now, or you can have the roof up if it's winter, which we've had to do even in summer because it's been raining quite a lot. Now you can operate it from the key or button inside. I'm going to show you how to do it from the key. So the key, you can see, is quite different looking to most keys, but to operate the roof, you just press and hold the unlock button. And as you can see, it goes backwards first. Now you can have it like that, or you can make it go back fully, like this. And it makes that noise to let you know that the roof is finished. Now the roof takes 20 seconds to go down, and you can operate it at speeds up to 20 miles per hour, so you don't have to stop and do it. So it doesn't fold into the back, it folds on top, and I think it still looks good. From the side it looks quite nice, and it looks quite good with the roof down. So let's take a look at some of the cool things about the interior. Now the steering wheel is a 3-spoke design steering wheel, and you have Sidewalk written there. You also have on the steering wheel, your cruise control and your radio controls. Now the seats, they're quite nice. They're also quite comfortable to sitting. The seats, they are leather seats, and they have yellow stitching and blue piping, and they also say Sidewalk, and there's a pattern on the headrests also. So now let's take a look at the trim inside. Now you have this design which you see on other parts of the car for the Sidewalk edition. There's also the famous mini round center binnacle, which used to be a speedometer, but now it's just the screen and the radio controls and the hazard lights. You also have blue trim on the doors, and the Sidewalk also gets a Harman Kardon sound system. And on the back you also have ISOFIX points for the rear seats. Now the rear seats are a bit small, they're only suitable for children, so a bit of a squeeze for adults, but for children it's fine. And so yeah, there's a good impression of the interior, and build quality is generally quite good. Okay, let's take a look inside. So now you have Sidewalk tread plates here, and they're in a blue colour with the same Sidewalk pattern. Now over here we have the headlamp controls, which on older ones, minis, they had it on the indicator stalks, but they moved it down there. You also have the indicator stalks and the headlamp stalks, and we have paddle shifters. Now the gearbox is a 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission, so you can put it in manual mode and you can use the gear lever or the paddle shifters. Now okay, let's take a look at the instruments. Now this one has the analog dials, so you have your speedometer and your rev counter, and you have a little screen which shows your mileage, fuel, temperature, and we also have a tiny other little screen there showing your fuel gauge. Now moving on to the screen. Now the screen, it doesn't take up the whole circle, but it is a decent size. Now it's a touch screen, or you can use the swivel dial and the buttons. We also have a manual handbrake, so for handbrake turns, or some people they don't like electric handbrakes. And we also have lots of switches which they feel very high quality. Dials also have some chrome. This is for your heating controls. You have dual zone climate control. You can have different temperatures. We also have heated seats, which are 3-stage heated seats, and AC. We also have recirculation. Now let's go through these controls. This is your parking sensors. This is for your start stop. This is for your engine, and if you can see, it glows red a bit and it pulsates. We also have traction control and your drive modes, sport and green. And moving down, we have 2 USBs. One is a standard USB and the USB-C input. This is the gear lever, which this is your park button. You also have some red stitching here, and this is the swivel dial and the buttons which you can control the screen with, and they're all your controls. You also have this, a storage compartment with wireless charging, and you can move it up and down to your position. Okay, so let's take a look at the door panel. Now the switches here, they're nicely finished in chrome for the windows. The rest are for your wing mirrors, they're black plastic, but they feel good quality. You also have your door handle and your door lock buttons, and as I said, the blue trim for the Sidewalk. Now the material quality, this is soft. Here's soft here. Now this is a bit harder down here. You have your speaker also, and a bit of gloss black trim here. So all in all, it's quite a nice door panel, and it looks quite funky also. Okay, so let's take a look at the roof controls. If you see those 2 lights flickering, they're not actually flickering, it's just the camera. But this is the roof, this is for your soft top here. And you also have controls for your lights, and for the other lights too. So you also have some lights here. So this is for your roof and lights over here. Okay, so let's take a look at the screen. So this is the menu. Now we have radio controls, DAB radio too. So you also have a compass over here, and it makes a sound when you press it. Now we also have the car settings, and so this is a sat nav. So we have destinations map. So this is the map. Now we can remove this. Now the map, it does respond nicely. There's a bit for the pinch and zoom. Sometimes it does take a bit of time. Now if we go back to the menu, we have your car, My Mini. You have vehicle settings, vehicle status, technology, owner's manual also. We also have the drive modes, which shows here green, and we also have mid, and we also have sport, and it changes this. It changes the side of the road. Mini connected. You have assistance and Alexa also, and Wikipedia, so you can basically go through everything. We also have on news. So there's lots of technology being a modern car. Communication, notifications. It's basically, as the screen is also very responsive. And if you don't want to use the screen, you always have the swivel dial here, which is quite easy while you're driving. You can just go through. You also have your buttons here, media, communication, map, back option. So all in all, this is a good info system. Now if we go on the radio.
Good morning, and a final opportunity to get your answers in for these clues.
Now the sound system is quite good actually. So it's a Harman Kardon system, and they do make good sound systems. We also have some buttons here for the volume, mode, and your presets here. So it's quite a good system to use. Now I reviewed another limited edition Mini. That was the Mini JCW GP. Now the more sporty car. This is a sporty car being a Mini, though that was more of a performance car. This is a bit more luxurious. I mean, this steering wheel, this leather steering wheel, it feels really high quality. The seats are comfortable. They have nice support on the sides also. You have a nice armrest. You also have rear seats, even though they're not the most comfortable seats for adults, you still have them, whereas in the GP you don't have them. And yeah, overall impression, there's nice technology, it's very comfortable. You have dual zone climate control, nice features, everything feels very nice quality. Yeah, so it's quite a nice place to be, very comfortable, and it's a good impression. So the hazard lights are over here. I make a quite nice noise. Now also, this is soft touch. This is also soft touch, but this is hard touch, which is okay. This still doesn't feel flimsy. The glove box is lockable, and it opens nicely. And it's quite a good space. And so yeah, it's a very nice place to be, as I said before. So, being Mini, the bonnet is a clamshell bonnet. So the engine is a 2-litre turbo petrol, putting out 192 brake horsepower. So it is quite good amount of power for the size of the car. It also does sound nice. It says Mini twin power turbo, so it has a twin scroll turbo. Being a modern car, the engine's covered in black plastic. That's all. Almost every modern car. So it says Mini also, so it is transverse mounted because it is a front wheel drive car. So yeah, it puts out good power, it makes a good sound, quite a good engine too. So let's show the boot. Now the boot actually comes down like an original Mini. Now most Minis have a hatchback, or the Clubman has the side doors, though the Convertible has this. Now max 80 kilograms, so you fit on it too. Now the boot isn't the biggest boot, but but you can fit shopping bags. You can also fold down the rear seats, and then you push them down. And you can do that for the other one too. And then you have more space. So if you want to carry some larger items, you can do that. The one thing, it isn't flat. There's a bit of a load hip there and one here, but it's still, the practicality is decent. So yeah, you can do the weekly shop in this car. It's quite a good boot. Now when you close it, it comes back like this. So yeah, now to fold the seats back up, we just go back and we just pull it up like this. Make sure not to get the seatbelt stuck, and then we can do that for the other one too. So to get in the back seats, you just go open the door, then you pull this lever. Now this slides forward. Now it doesn't slide forward now the seats are manual. Well, you can, which means for getting in the back it is faster. Then you just pull the seat back. And for me, being a child, there is good legroom and there's unlimited headroom being a convertible. And when the roof is up, there's still a decent amount of headroom for children, though I think adults might find it a bit cramped in here. So it's better for children. Now we do have a cup holder here. Now we also have these buttons here, which are also on the front seats. And the seats, they are a bit upright, but they are comfortable. And as I said, the piping, there's some storage here too, and the speakers. So it is quite good for children. If you're carrying 2 children, there's good space. And we also have Isofix for child seats, which have these which stay on so you don't lose the covers. So yeah, quite a good place to be if you're a child. I'm back inside the car and I'm going to start the engine so you can hear how the car sounds. The roof up. So I'm doing something that I haven't done in a review before. We're going for a drive, though obviously I'm not driving. Now one thing is the head-up display. It doesn't project on the windscreen. It has this thing which pops up, which I think looks quite nice. And we have the mood lighting, which changes with the volume. We're gonna go for a drive now. So now you do feel there's a tiny bit of vibration from the engine coming into the cabin, but it's not intrusive. And you can hear the exhaust, which does sound quite nice. Now we're gonna put it in, now we're in green mode. Now the car does lock automatically. So it's quite smooth also, the ride. It is a bit firm, but it doesn't crash a lot over bumps. And you can see we're in mid mode. And now we're in sport, which I can hear makes it a bit louder. And you can hear the engine and the exhaust, which sounds really nice. does push you back in the seat, in your seat. So yeah, it's a good car for country roads. The steering is also quite nice and responsive, and the engine responds nicely. As I said, this car is a Sidewalk edition, and we're parked next to a sidewalk, or well, a pavement, but in the US they call it a sidewalk. Now, if you're looking for a fun car to drive with good power and a convertible roof, then this is a good car to go for. You might find trouble finding a Sidewalk, but a mini convertible Coupe S is basically the same thing, but without some of the seats and the details. So I recommend them if you're looking for that sort of car. And yeah, we've had some fun with this car. Thanks to our friends for giving it to us. So yeah, very good car for having a convertible. So decent practicality also. So thank you for watching, everybody. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and press the bell icon to get notified when I make a new video, and see you in the next video. Bye.